What up, Laker fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. As the Lakers routinely lose to the Suns, 104 to 130, falling to 13 and 17, so 4 games again below 500. It seems to be the yearly theme all year long. Thomas Bryant, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 16 for Lonnie Walker, 4 rebounds, 30 for Dennis Schroeder. Call of Duty, Dennis was on one tonight. 9 for Pat, and then 17 for Kendrick Nunn, surprisingly. But defensively, we're just atrocious tonight, literally giving up wide open shot after wide open shots, not crashing in glass, giving up rebounds. We gave up a total of 15. Count them. Not 5, not 10, but 15 offensive rebounds. That's way too much. You can't hope to lose like that. Overall, man, it's one of those things, man. He said, "What is Patrick Beverley doing down 24? Acting a fool." I mean, let's be honest. He's been a clown since before he was a Laker, so I'm not surprised there. No shocker there. But it's just one of those games, horrible to watch, super boring. But of course, as a Laker fan, I'm going to watch, hoping for something interesting to happen. And of course, that interesting thing never came. We made a small little run there in the third quarter. We got it down to like 13, but then obviously we gave up a barrage of 3-pointers. And, per usual, teams want to flex against us, especially when we're hurt, and act like they're the Golden State Warriors when everybody knows they are not. So, yeah, one of those things, man. But it is what it is, man. Got to move on to the next one, I guess. He said, Dan, is this year going to the trash again? I really hope not. I hope they, like I said, make the moves that we need to do and hopefully get everybody healthy and back in time for the postseason, man. We got to focus on that one game at a time. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie's crumbling this year due to injuries and stuff like that. So, Randolph, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you, man. He said, hate the Suns, hate CP3, Devin Jenner, Ayton, etc. I love the nickname there, man. Yeah, man, I can't stand them either, brother. It's unfortunate that we never seem to be healthy when we face them, because that's one of the teams I would have wished we put, lay the smackdown on. But unfortunately, again, these are the cards we have been dealt all year, and we just got to roll with the punches. Now, we're hoping for people to step up. Outside of Dennis, nobody really had a big, impactful game, to be honest with you. And let's be honest, man. The Suns get all the calls. It's really pathetic. Eraserhead, Chris Paul over there flopping all over the place. But, it is what it is, man. Look, luckily, though, the Lakers hopefully will get, a couple pieces coming back for the next game. All right, we're 13 and 17. Again, the West is wide open still. We faced the Kings on Wednesday. I know that they swept us in preseason, and I think they beat us the first game of the year we played them. But it's still a team we can beat if we play to our, the best of our ability. And then Friday we face the Charlotte Hornets. Both of those games are very winnable. They're also losable. Depends on who's playing and how we play. He said, Dan, we need a big man. Desperately. Size matters. I've always preached that, man. Over the years, you guys know what I've always had to say about this stuff, and definitely could use a big man. He said, Dan, Damian Jones, cut him and get Hassan Whiteside. I'm not opposed to it at this point. What do y'all think about the Crowder trade? Yeah, what do y'all think about the Crowder trade? I'm not a big fan of Jay Crowder. He falls in the same category as Patrick Beverley, annoying and just a flopper. But would he help the roster? Sure, because he can knock down the three. He can play some defense, sure. But I think he'll play similar role to Danny Green, where sometimes you'll know. Like sometimes he'll have good games and sometimes he won't. And then in LA we want consistency. Mama Mentality said, I felt Schroeder could have gone for a 50 piece. And we was hoping for a miracle, bro. But unfortunately, it was not to be tonight. Thanks so much for Super Chat, though. Appreciate you, man. Angie says, I'm so disappointed that we just gave this game away by sitting everyone out. We don't have many games to give away. That's true, Angie. But we have to look at the bright side. After losing Anthony Davis, I told my brother since the day started, because he was too excited for this game. I told him, temper your excitement, man, because I don't think LeBron's going to play. And I was right. I wouldn't play him either if it was off of back-to-backs, for one, because of his age, and two, because we just lost Anthony Davis for overworking him and overplaying him, so we can't do the same with LeBron. So the positive is that nobody came out hurt this game. That's the only positive we could take out of this game, to be honest, man. There was nothing really that spectacular that was like, okay, at least this happened. No, Dennis Schroeder dropping 30, we know he's capable of that, but it didn't come in a win or anything close to it. So he said, Dan, Thomas Bryant is not a good defender, also not a rim protector. Well, the thing about him, he's not a real 7-footer, period. I've told you guys this. Thomas Bryant is not a 7-footer. That's why even though I like him, especially on the offensive end, we need to get a real 7-footer. But like I said, when Anthony Davis is not playing, we don't have a 7-footer out there. All right, we got a bunch of 6'9" guys, 6'8", and that matters when you're going up against a legit 7-footer like DeAndre Ayton, right? He's legit 7-footer. He has skills around the basket, can finish, and even space the floor. Weirdly, I didn't know he could shoot a three, but yeah, he even did that. I mean, he did that in Arizona, but I don't think he's done that very much for the Phoenix Bums over there. But he did it tonight, which is per usual. Teams always doing things they don't usually do to the Lakers. Dan Thomas Bryant, I already read that one. He said, "Oh, LeBron, AD always injured. Rob Pelinka constructed a horrible roster. Genie Bus, a horrible owner. Another waste of season. Just blow it up. Lakers can't be doing this every season." I agree only with the last part, man. Lakers can't be doing this every season. I do agree that this roster could have been constructed a lot better. I guess I'll give you those 2 points. As far as the rest of the stuff, to be determined, right? There's still a lot of the season left, and let's hope they can get it together. If they can't, then a lot of people are going to have every right to complain and do all of that. I do expect a trade at some point, man. I do. I thought we would have one, before Christmas, but I might be wrong on that. Maybe they're going to wait till after. I don't know. He's a TB of 6'10". 6'10", 6'9", same difference. He said none had 17 points in 20 minutes. His average was better than everyone that played tonight. Those were garbage buckets, man. Those weren't real points. Don't get too excited about those. He probably won't do that again the rest of the season, unfortunately. And I wish he did. I don't wish anything bad upon him, but he's just been so inconsistent, man. And those points didn't really get me excited. We're talking about we're already down 20, and dudes are just trying to get their own. Can he make those shots under pressure when the rest of the team is playing as well? To be determined, but so far he has not. He said, "We can't afford to load manage our players, Dan, especially when we are so many games behind 500. Well, we can't afford to injure them either. We already injured one of them. So pick your poison at this point, man. Again, the best thing we can do is make a trade for more depth. That way we can be in games like these tonight, right?" He said, "Dan, do you think there's something up with upper management and league agreement to have most small markets on top for now, and then there will be a flip later on?" That would be an interesting conspiracy theory, but I doubt it. I doubt Genie Bus likes being called names, and Rob Pelinka likes being called, stuff as well. I doubt it. I just think they haven't either found the trade or they haven't tried hard enough. He said none, just up in his trade value. I don't think he has any, man. If he did, I would love it, but I don't know. I noticed how Jeannie hasn't been going to games, nor has Rob, I don't think. Did you see them there, Dan? She was there last night. Matter of fact, I posted a couple pictures of some celebrities that were sitting, at a view from me where I can see them, right? Not too close, but Mike Trudell was right next to us. That was crazy. But Jeannie was like sitting from across to the right on that side of the court. And she was there with her man, actually. So, yeah, I did see Jeannie. I saw Sasha Vujacic there. It was crazy experience. But, yeah, Jeannie was there. She sits with the rest of the crowd. Like, the thing I respect about her, she sits with the rest of the crowd, so she kind of blends in. She's not, like, up by the VIP section or nothing. Like, she's right there with everybody, so she kind of blends in with the crowd. You kind of have to really look for her to find her. He said, "This game feels like last season when LeBron James and AD were out. The Suns bench beat badly the Lakers. But this wasn't their bench. They had most starters. They had Ayton. They had Chris Paul. It wasn't – we had our bench, and most of our bench was even gone. But they had everybody. So the only one they were missing is Crybaby Booker. But outside of that, I mean, they had most of their guys. They had Ayton. They had Mikal Bridges. Like 3 of their 5 starters. So yeah, man. Obviously, we get the short end of the stick always with this Phoenix Suns team as far as facing up versus them. It's just bad luck, to be honest. None we can do, but just on to the next one. That's right, Randolph. Let him know, bro. Luka, man, he's definitely the he is the sponsor, the owner, and the parent of the Phoenix Suns. I agree. That's probably why I didn't notice. Yeah, she was there. I snapped pictures. I posted them on Twitter. But yeah, she was definitely there. And she was there the whole game, too. She got there early and everything. He's a tough loss against the Suns. Again, Haven't beat them for 2 seasons now. I know, man, and it's tough. It's tough because I really wanted this win tonight, man. But I'm glad that we at least got last night, right? Well, I wanted to ride off into the sunset. I won't be available at all to make videos tomorrow because it's my birthday, y'all. So my family came over. We're gonna go out. So I won't even be at home tomorrow, to be honest. So just in case anything breaks and you don't hear from me first, which I usually do, yeah, it's because of that. Now I'm so passionate that if some huge news breaks, shoot, I might do it from the restaurant or theater or wherever they plan on taking me tomorrow. I might do a live stream, but outside of that, man, yeah, most likely I won't be here tomorrow. But I at least wanted to write off with a win, feeling good the way I felt yesterday, and unfortunately that did not happen. But I do got to look at the bright side. Bright side is we're still only 4 games below 500, which I say only because it could have been far worse after AD's injury, after, now LeBron missing games and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, I would have much preferred if we would have won tonight, but because we would have been at least 3 games below 500. But, hey, at least our guys are going to be somewhat healthy for the next game, hopefully, right? Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. He said, as much as I hate Crowder, I'd rather have him than too many small, undersized wings. You're right. Absolutely right. And sometimes you got to put away your hatred towards a player and just welcome him to the family. It is what it is if it happens. But I hope we get a better wing, to be honest with you, man. I cannot sit here and say I want, Appreciate you, Roy. Thank you guys, man. Much love, y'all. He said Lakers need size in the perimeter. Sun guards shooting over small Laker guards. We're very undersized at every position, not just at the guards. Now with Thomas Bryant starting at center, as much as I love him there, when we're going up against guys like DeAndre, I would have loved to have AD there to be able to offset some of that size mismatch, at least on the defensive end, He said it's like the front ain't really doing nothing and just lying to us. We're gonna listen. Time reveals everything. That's what it looks like right now. I agree with that, but we will find out if they're gonna do something or not in the next couple of days or so. Hopefully, it's not weeks or months, right? But hopefully days. And if they don't, then yeah, the criticism is gonna spike times 10, and they're gonna feel the wrath of Laker fans. We don't like being lied to. We damn sure do not like wasting seasons, especially when you got great players on your team. No excuses, injuries or not. Rookie coach or not, we don't like wasting everybody's time, right? That's not what we're about. We play, we pay a prime price to watch even just to watch the league, not even to attend, just to watch. So we expect a prime, a prime product on the court at all times, right? He said, you still doing phone call shows, bro? Maybe in the near future, man. I haven't figured out this app, man. It goes crazy. Last time I tried it, so many calls coming in that it kept interrupting the voice of the people that were already on the phone with me. So it gets overloaded. Literally, bro, by the time I end that burner phone number has like 1,000 voicemails on it. I don't even go through it anymore. I used to go through it and respond to fans at times after, like a couple of days later, but now it's just so many that I just cannot go through them all. So I'll try it again sometime. It's just I got to figure out maybe a better app or something that I can use to have you guys call and that it could get through. Hey, appreciate you, Craig. Thanks, man. Appreciate all the birthday wishes, y'all. He said, Dan, what is Rob waiting to sign a big? I don't know what he's waiting on, but hopefully it's something good because we've been waiting for quite a long time. We've been waiting for moves since since the offseason, brother, to be honest with you. And the one we got was Patrick Beverley. That was the big splash. And I knew that wasn't going to move the needle for us, man. I wanted something bigger than that, but we were hoping for Kyrie or Miles Turner and Buddy Hield or something along those lines. Max says, my birthday is also tomorrow. Then, hey, happy birthday, twin. That's what's up, bro. Happy birthday, man. Hopefully you enjoy it with you and your family and your loved ones. He said, Bevan, a first for Kuz, Nunn and Jones, and a first for Pirtle. Resign both in the offseason. I'd do that. For sure, I'll do that. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. He said, is Josh Jackson available? I'm not sure. Where is Josh Jackson? Is he still with Toronto? I knew that in the offseason, I think he had joined Toronto or something, right? I think so. Where is Josh Jackson? That's a great question, man. And I like him too, by the way. I really was hoping that, we could somehow end up back with Stanley Johnson, but it doesn't look like it. The Suns picked him up. They're probably going to hold on to him at least till the end of the season. So, but he was one of the ones that it really hurt to trade him because I think he would have really thrived in this system. He would have been a defensive wing at least. He might not be a 3 guy, even though he can knock it down sometimes. but he's a defensive guy who can slash as well. Um, hey, thank you, man. Hey, that means a lot. He said, "Happy early birthday, Dad. I'm a Celtics fan. I would like my Celtics to face your Lakers in the finals. We always have a good battle. Do you guys think you should develop your players, try something new?" You know what, John? Respect, man, because not a lot of Celtic fans are that kind to me. So I appreciate that, man. As far as should we develop players? Well, let me ask Laker Nation this: if we start the rebuild again and trade away these players in the offseason, we kind of got a glimpse of how bad we will look for a while. Are you guys okay with that? Or you guys prefer that we make the trades to compete now? Because I prefer, obviously, to keep competing because, that rebuild, as much as I love young talent and I want young talent, I don't feel like Los Angeles is patient enough to develop that young talent. All of a sudden, they start saying, trade him, trade, just like they said, trade D'Angelo, trade Jordan Clarkson, trade Julius, trade Brandon Ingram, So we went through that already, and we weren't patient enough. And when we got the superstars and we won the championship, a couple years later, people already said, now trade them. So that's something I think a lot of us Laker fans got to work on, man. We can't have our cake and eat it too. If you want to rebuild, it's going to look a lot like tonight. A lot of blowouts, a lot of ugly basketball. We're going to have some hope and some silver linings because we'll have some young talent. But, it's going to be one of those things, man. One of those things. Brian said, our bench lacks all basic fundamentals. Man, look, a couple of things. One, we're coming off of back-to-back. We probably flew in. It was a late game last night. We flew in to Phoenix. And then they had their Hall of Famer, Chris Paul. They had DeAndre Ayton, number 1 overall pick. The talent disparity there was a gap there for sure. But I'll say this. Our bench did not look good because our bench leader or somebody that comes off of the bench and does work for us when Russell Westbrook was not there either. So we can't take that under, we can't just fly over the radar with that. He said, what you saw tonight is what a rebuild would look like. Yes. The only exciting thing about a rebuild is the young talent you get, and you're hoping to get a major superstar like a Luka or a Giannis or some sort of freak athlete that comes out of the blue and becomes the face of your team. But the chance of you doing that literally is like playing your local lottery. And I won't say the international lottery because the odds are way off, but they're very slim, right? For you to find the next superstar in the league off of the draft, especially when it's not a top 3 pick, is very slim. You're going to have to bottom out for a while. And like, for example, this year, even if we suck this year, we don't make the playoffs, our pick is going to get swapped with the Pelicans because the Pelicans got to have our pick swap. So we'll end up with a late 20 pick, like 27th or 28th, and they'll end up with whatever we end up with. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too, Laker fans. This is why I said, what do you guys prefer? You guys want to start the rebuild early, or you want to give it one more try, trade some of the picks, maybe both, and retool this team around AD and LeBron? Because I see a lot of people already gave up on AD and they say, oh, he's injury prone, let's trade him. And you have a good point because he is injury prone. But if he holds up, he can lead us all the way to the promised land alongside LeBron James. Question is, can you build a whole team around him or a whole franchise around him once LeBron retires? That's the big question mark. And it doesn't look like you can do that because you can't rely on him to be on the court, unfortunately. You can build with him, but it has to be another pillar to the team, like Jason Tatum or Luka would have to be here. Some other leader that can carry whenever AD misses games, right? And then you have to hope that he's good for the NBA playoff stretch. Jonathan says, hey, Dad, did anyone notice you at the game? Yeah, man. I had a couple fans come up and snap pictures with me. That's cool. But I was in and out right after the game. I tried to get out of there quick because of the traffic, so I didn't stick around too long. There was a couple fans that were trying to meet with me, and I didn't, get a chance to see them there. It was a packed house, though, man. That was crazy. But yeah, man, fans recognize me all the time, especially when I'm down in the LA area. And it's always a pleasure meeting them and snapping pictures with them, man. And then they post me on their socials and stuff like that. So that's cool. That's pretty awesome. Laker family, man. You feel right at home at Staples Center. You feel right at home. One more try? I agree. I would love one more try. Let's be honest. The AD trade is not a failure because we already won a championship. But it would be a disappointment if we cannot get at least another championship out of it, right? Because you're talking about 2 of the top 5 players in their time, and LeBron and AD together on the same team. Usually that's a two-peat at least, just like with Kobe and Powell and Kobe and Shaq. And when you have a duo like that, if you build the right supporting cast around them, you're supposed to get at least a two-peat, at least 2 championships. But it'll be a disappointment. We only end up with one this time. But hey, one is better than none, right? He said, Dan, how are you? He said, I've been a Laker fan of the Lakers, but the way we play smells like fresh fart. What? What? That's hilarious, though. That's a funny comment. He said, why sit Russ? He said, can't afford to lose games. They get paid to compete. They should have sit who? Look, bottom line is if they sat is because they're trying to preserve them, man. We pushed the Lakers too hard with Anthony Davis. You see how he got hurt. Now, who knows how long he's out for. So you're going to see a lot more, especially off of back-to-backs. You're going to see a lot more players rest, especially key players like Austin Reeves, LeBron, Russ, guys like that. So I'm not surprised, man. I told my brother early today that I wouldn't be shocked if they sat LeBron. And sure enough, not only did they sit LeBron, but they sat Austin Reeves. They sat everybody, basically, you know. So it's unfortunate, but it's the way the cookie crumbles, man. And again, but all it shows me is that we're still a trade away because a team that was a real competitor would have at least competed tonight, you know, and we did not. We did not compete. We looked like I said, a G League team, and Dennis Schroeder was our best player, which in reality he's like our 6th or 7th best player on the team, and that's on a good night when he actually shows up, right? So it shows how much depth we're actually lacking, and we cannot hold up without our main stars there. You know, but look, this game is dedicated to all the people that say we're better without LeBron. Like, where are you guys at now, man? You guys should be really happy because you guys really come out like a beehive, you know, talking smack about me when I've defended LeBron when we've lost because there was no offense tonight. At least when LeBron is here, we generate some offense. We have some sort of flow. Guys get more open shots. So, again, I've never understood that argument, and I still won't. You know, I still won't understand that argument whatsoever. How do you load manage the whole team just like we did tonight? And you know, it's frustrating. A loss is very frustrating. But look, man, what do you prefer, a loss or a bunch of injuries? You know, not that we don't have both right now, but what I mean is more injuries. Like, what if you would have played LeBron 30-plus minutes and he gets hurt, and it's something that ends the season? Fans would have been like, "Oh, we should have sat him out. We just played yesterday." So look, as fans, we're entitled to complain because we spent our hard-earned money on the Lakers. So we're going to complain no matter what. But what is more worth it, right? To complain now or to complain later about the whole season, right? If we can save the season by making these type of decisions, then so be it, man. A couple fans not going to be happy, but, you know. Joseph, man, appreciate the cash app, my bro, said for no Rams playoffs. Disappointing season, but at least we won one last year. We can't win it every year. The beautiful thing about sports, fam, and this is what I tell my friends and family all the time, is that you don't win every year, right? Sometimes it takes a whole decade to win another championship, like it did for the Lakers, right? We didn't win one in 2010, and then we won one finally in 2020. That brought tears of joy to my eyes, man. That's how much it meant to me. Not seeing the Lakers win the championship since I was a teenager to now as a grown man, as an adult. But the beautiful thing about sports is that sometimes it's such a gap between your favorite teams winning championships that is just such a rewarding feeling when they finally celebrate, man. You feel like you were a part of it. You are a part of it, you know? There is no sports without the fans. So when people say, bro thinks he's on the team, it's like, bro, we on the team. Believe it. We're all connected one way or another. You know, you're funding these projects, these stadiums, these TV deals, this merchandise you buy. You're a part of the club, man. You're a fan. So no matter what the haters say, you know, it feels beautiful when your team finally wins it, man. And when you're a real fan, it's really an authentic feeling. Like, it's touching, right? So you can't win it every season, but you appreciate the years you won. I'm still happy about 2020 for our Lakers. I'm still happy about last year for my Rams. I mean, Super Bowl in LA, we had to have it, man. We had to have it. Dan, do you think the NBA should shorten the season? Let's be honest, 82 games is a lot of games. And do you think the injury is because of a long season? No, I don't think the NBA should shorten the season. What they shouldn't do is incorporate mid-season tournaments. I think that's really ridiculous. For one, NBA season is long, but that's why we always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's up to the teams to manage it properly and have the right depth so that the stars don't get, worn and torn that easily. So at the end of the day, I enjoy traditional basketball. I don't want to see a change. There's always been a lot of changes, and I like the changes. I like some of the changes. The play-in tournament, I think, was awesome. I've also had my own theories about draft tournaments. Um, but overall, man, it's a dangerous game that the commissioner is playing, trying to change too much of the sport. They want to shorten the season, but then add tournaments like soccer. That's ridiculous. Nobody wants. You actually want to hand the Clippers a midseason, tournament? That's the only way they have a chance to win a championship. Other than that, they're always going to be ringless. You want to hand teams like the Suns, these mediocre franchises that give it their all, versus hurt teams like the Lakers mid-season championships, because I sure as hell don't. I didn't like the change they did last year when they added Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals MVP and all this. Like, come on, y'all. Do we really need to add these, participation awards to these superstars just to add some more credentials to their career? No, we shouldn't. If they want those accolades, they got to win it all. I was happy with the way they already have it. So, change is good as long as it's not an exaggerated change to the point where the commissioner wants to come in and leave his imprint in the game, and he wants to make sure we know that he did those changes. Like, please don't add a 4-point line. We're not trying to watch no Space Jams or nothing like that, right? So it really let's keep it traditional. Through the times and through all of this, we have always enjoyed 82 game season basketball. Again, I've always liked to play in tournament because anything you can do to avoid some of the tanking is good, and it gives us extra, side basketball. So that's cool, and stuff like that is good. Good changes, But hey, man, to each their own, right? He said, "Good point. I like your perspective. Appreciate you, bro." He said, "Dan, I'm old enough to know that LA Lakers are not a rebuild type of team or city." I agree with you. I wish we were sometimes though, because it's nice to build from the ground up. I love young talent. It would have been nice to see Brandon Ingram, Kuz, and all these guys hoist a trophy. However, I'm not an ungrateful fan. I'm very thankful for AD and LeBron, what they've done for this franchise. And they've done more than, a lot of other, like the Clippers, they never did that. They never built a championship just like that. Lakers were always going to be relevant because eventually we rise again. That's why we're so hated, guys. Hey, Raquel, what's up, Raquel? She said, preach. Absolutely. Good to see you. King in the North, facts. Appreciate you, bro. D Prince 15 says, we have to understand that one of the reasons why AD often gets injured is because we have to rely on him and Bron heavily every time to get wins. We need depth. I agree, brother. And I think the biggest mistake the Lakers have done is we try to get a third superstar, which initially I was in favor for. But this new modern day NBA is predicated around two superstars and a bunch of depth. A lot of that is from within, from within. Like the Warriors, you got to give them credit. I don't like the Warriors, but they built through the drafts and then they acquired pieces, right? So I think that's the new blueprint for being a champion, right? You need your two superstars, obviously. That's a start, and then you got to build the right pieces around them, that help them be successful. Shooting around LeBron would have been great. Some size, so they could help with some inside dirty work, would have been great. But unfortunately, Rob went a different route this offseason. So let's see if they can fix it, before the trade deadline, February trade deadline, or if, they're just going to basically punt the season away. We're going to find out a lot about this front office, but let's see. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now, and then I'll take it away if they don't make any trades again this trade deadline, like they didn't do any last trade deadline. I'd be really disappointed. Eric, what's up, man? CPT in the house. Yes, sir. 310. He said, what's good, Dan, my Compton brother? He said, different sport, but the Rams also lost, and they were eliminated from the playoffs. What do you think of Sean McVay's possible retirement? Makes me sad, man. Ever since Sean McVay came in here, man, he implemented an elite offensive schemes, and it makes me sad to see that, an injury-riddled season is the way he's going to ride off into sunset potentially, but I support whatever decision he makes, man. It's going to be Rams for life for me. And let's see what the Rams do in the future, man. Very intrigued. It sucks that Cooper Kupp had to go down with the injury. Obviously, our offensive line was bad all season long, and then we lost our quarterback. So it was a plethora of injuries and stuff that really plagued us this year. But again, I'm a thankful fan, and I'm glad we were able to win it last year here in Los Angeles, man. And whose house? Rams house, baby. So I'm always going to remember that. I wish I could have attended the Super Bowl. That would have been even better. But I'll take my wins where I could get them, man. He said, make sure everyone hit the like button. I surely appreciate that, man. Come on, man. It's my birthday tomorrow. Y'all hit that like button. Show some love. Let's get it to 500 likes. Please. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love. He said that 2020 team had a very serviceable depth. Rob blew it. It did, man. Listen, we had players we had from within like Kuzma. We had role players we had acquired in the offseason that were really good and fit on this team, like KCP. We had the size of Dwight and JaVale. Literally, we didn't have holes, and that's why I was very confident we were going to win that. Remember, when we traded for AD, I was like, okay, this could be a championship team. And then when we made those acquisitions at the 12th hour after Kawhi chose the Clippers, I knew it. I guaranteed a championship, and we won it that season. So that was just in such a memorable season because so many things happened in 2020. I mean, first of all, people want to discredit the 2020 championship. Listen, we all needed some entertainment, man. We was going through the pandemic. We was going through hard times. Obviously, we lost the Black Mamba, man. God rest his soul. And it was just such a hard time. So that championship will always mean a lot to me and to a lot of Laker fans as well, to most of real Laker fans, right? So the haters could say it doesn't mean anything, whatever. I promise you they'd be singing a different tune had their team was the one hoisting the trophy at the end, right? I still remember it came out in a Louis Vuitton case and everything, man. They did it big for the bubble. So, and by the way, you might argue this, but the bubble was some of the most highly competitive basketball we've ever seen in our lives. Literally 50-point games every other night. Literally, these guys were breathing, eating, and sleeping to basketball because they weren't allowed to go out. So I think we got some of the most focused, entertaining, challenging basketball that we had ever seen, and it was special, man. And there was no home court advantage. So literally, the best of the best were the ones who won. There were no advantages here. And of course, purple and gold hoist the trophy at the end. But that's going to wrap it up for me, man. Thank y'all so much. I'm shortening up the lives a little bit tonight because I got my family out here. Again, they came to kick it with your boys. My birthday tomorrow. So I will be, out there with them. And again, if something breaks tomorrow, I might not be able to, drop the video right away. But, as soon as I can and I get a chance after I'm done, then I definitely will be live with you guys. So hopefully it doesn't break tomorrow, or hopefully it does. But whatever happens, man, I appreciate y'all. And I'll thank you guys in advance for all the birthday wishes. I know you guys are going to send your boy. I already see a bunch of them going off. So much love, man. It means the world to me, man. Your boy's about to turn 32. So I'm getting up there, man. I'm getting up there. I don't even want to imagine how old I am in dog years. But, hey, it's all love, man. 1 year wiser, baby. Denver says, happy early birthday, Dan. Hope you have a blessed birthday with your family. Thanks, man. He said, do you expect the Lakers trade anytime soon? Laker fans deserve better. I give your Lakers props. You guys own my Nuggets. Salute to you, my good sir, man. It takes a real classy fan to say something like that. And I do think we're going to make a trade. I'm always hopeful, I'm one of the more, hopeful, positive Laker fans that we have. However, I can also get really negative when things hit the wall, So I like to say I try to keep things as realistic as possible, debatable. But it's one of those things where I have a good feeling the Lakers will make a deal that's going to swing. Remember, this reminds me of the Cleveland Cavaliers season. I don't remember what year it was, 2017, before LeBron, 2018 or 2017, before LeBron came to the Lakers, right? When they were really, really struggling bad. And the Cavs made a couple of trades. They land Jordan Clarkson. They land Larry Nance. Ironically, that was the trade that cleared up cap space for us to be able to land LeBron the next season when they didn't win in the finals. But I have a feeling this is going to be a similar season. Even if we don't win the championship, I think we're going to go far. I hope we do win the championship, though. And I think it's going to be because trades that the Lakers are going to make at some point that it's going to bring in the pieces we need. Remember, that year, the Cavs, they land all this young talent. They get better, and they make it all the way to the finals, even though they eventually lost to the Warriors, who were a cheat code that season. But that's, that's neither here or there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much again in advance for birthday wishes. Shout out to my sponsor, Prize Picks, man. They've been a blast during the holiday season to play. If y'all haven't checked it out, definitely tap in. Promo code DTLF, 100% deposit match guaranteed. And again, let's see what happens. Hopefully you guys have a happy holidays. I'll see you guys here for the next pregame, all right? Enjoy your evening. Peace out, guys.